my name is Mac. I'm doing Saroo Brearley. Saroo Brearley had a rough childhood. He was born on May 22nd, 1987. He has a younger sister named Shaquila and an older brother named Kalu. He had an older brother named Gudu. His mother was named Kamla, and his father left him when he was young. When he was young, he never saw his mother much. She was always out working for money to support the family. He and his brothers went out looking for food and any other things they could find, while he stayed home taking care of his little sister. One night, he was at home eating an unusual dinner with all of his family. After dinner, he and his older brother Gudu went out to look for some more food. They decided to take the old bike they found to the train station, where his older brothers were hopping on and off trains. Saroo had been to the station before, but only once. His brother asked him if he wanted to go to Burhanpur, which he had only been there once. When he arrived, his brother went out to look for food, and he decided to take a nap while he was doing so. When he woke up, Gudu wasn't there. There was a train at the station, and since it was in the middle of the night, the train had stopped. He decided to sleep there. When he woke up, the train was moving, and he was lost. He was terrified. He cried and ran up and down the train car, then passed out. He did this until he could get off. He had thought he had been on the train for at least 15 hours. He was only 5 when this happened, and when he got off the train, he had to live on the streets of Kolkata for weeks until he could get into an orphanage. He was then lucky to be adopted by a family in Australia. Saroo grew up with his new mom and dad in Australia. He was very happy, but was also very curious about where he came from. So when he was in high school and was able to start searching, he dedicated his life to finding his old mother. He then spent the next few years learning hospitality and about surgeries. While he was doing so, he was still on the search for his mother, but was having a tough time. Then, in the middle of the night at 1 a.m., he finally found his old home. He was so excited because he was lost for a very long time and really wanted to find his old mother. And a few months later, he was on a train to India, and when he got there, he hopped in a taxi, went to his hotel. He was too tired from the day's events and decided to sleep for the night. The next morning, he woke up and started searching. He then saw the old alley that his house was in. He looked in the house and saw nothing. The house was empty. Then this man came to him and told him that his mother was just a little ways down the street. When he saw her, he was completely speechless. Then reporters and interviewers got the word all around the city, and that's how he became famous. The end.